What's up, Planet America? Um, I'm basically doing this video today because I tried to go live on Facebook, and the video keeps dropping. Like, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm gonna need you to do a little bit better with that, okay? But I did start my channel off with a couple of videos where I did some topics that's concerning topic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic situationships, and where I didn't realize that I would impact the lives of so many people with what I said concerning that. Like, I know that, I know about having toxic people in your life because, like I've said in one of the videos, like, my mom is one of the toxic people in my life. And where I love my mother, I have to handle her in a certain way, because if I handle her in the way that she wants me to handle her, or she wants to handle me, then I think that I would become a toxic person too. Excuse me. So, after I did these two videos, if you have not watched the first two videos, I will be dropping video 3 tomorrow. Please go and watch video 1 and video 2. But from those two videos, I had a few people that had some questions and they wanted my insight. I'm flattered that I could do this, and basically these answers that I'm giving you concerning the 3 questions that I did pick to do are solely my opinion. These are things that I would consider if I was in your situation, not the other way around. In no way, shape, or form am I telling you what to do. I will never ever tell anybody what to do in their life, in their relationships, and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, even with the advice that I give you, will make you think about your situation and will make you act accordingly. It will probably open your eyes up to some things that you have seen, that you know, but you just needed confirmation. Those are the things that I aim to do, because me telling you that you should not be with him or her, that you should leave immediately. Now, there are certain things that I might touch on, that I might be like, look, if it's that, leave immediately. Immediately. And I mean that. And I mean that because, I mean, it's just certain things that you should tolerate and that you should be able to tolerate. And maybe there's a way that you and the other person can change it. But there's just certain things that I feel like in a relationship, if it's not there, there's no relationship. And I don't really feel like you should force a relationship where there's none. Because all you're going to do is end up getting out of it and realizing that you wasted another 3 years when you saw the signs in the beginning. But we just feel like we could change that other person because we're such good people, or, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to get right into the questions because I don't want this video to run really, really long. So the first question is from a guy. I know him very well. I know the girl that he's dating. I don't know her so well. I think we've met occasionally. Not even when they were together, but I think her and I met a few times, and it was just more like a "how you doing, nice to meet you" type of thing. But from what I gather, she's a good person. But that's from just me having those couple of encounters with her. I don't really know her. Him, I know him from school and stuff like that, but I've been gone for a while from South Carolina, so as he grew, I don't really know what type of guy he grew into. Like, I can tell from just like the Facebook post and stuff like that, that he is still a good guy, because he's always been. But I'm gonna jump right into the questions so that I can go ahead and get through these 3 questions. So he says, I have been dating a girl for 3 years. We have no children together, but She has of her own that lives in the house with us. I have three children as well from outside past relationships. And when it's me, her, and her children together, it seems so perfect. But when I bring my children around, I feel like she's mean to them. She keeps her children isolated from them. They are all around the same age, and I don't like it. And if I explain that, she tells me that she doesn't want the goofy shit my kid's mother do around them to rub off on her kids. Her attitude is really bad, and she yells at me in front of my children and hers, which makes her children feel as if they do not have to respect me, and make my children feel as if I'm being done wrong. I don't like when my children are sad, and where I love her, I feel like this is really toxic to our relationship. I feel like if she does not have a certain kind of respect for me and my children, then I don't feel like there could be anything between us, even though we've been there for 3 years. I love my children, and I do not want anyone, not even their mothers' boyfriends, my friends, my girlfriends, to disrespect them. What do I do in a situation like this? This is very toxic to me. I just want to know what you think. Okay, so I'm a mother of three boys. My children are 22, 20, and 13. And I am still sensitive about my children to this day. To this day. Like, I probably don't even need to be their friend on social media, because if I get to the point where, sorry y'all, I'm going to take this down. If I get to the point where I feel like someone is disrespecting my children on a post, I mean, like, even sometimes I will sit there and I will evaluate what's going on to see if, maybe they're used to joking like this, but I don't know. I get sensitive and I will say something like, hey, everything good here? You know. Now, women, when you have children, when you get involved with someone that has children, they have to accept your children if they want to accept you. I'm not asking that. I'm telling that because I'm a mother. I know they cannot take the mother without the children. Okay. Why do y'all think that because those are your children that he has to do things for your children? If he doesn't do things for your children, then he does not need to be with you because y'all come as a package deal. But the minute that these men who want to be good fathers, and a lot of the times I tell people, it's not always just the baby mamas that tear good men and people who want to be good fathers to their children. It's not just the baby mamas that tear them away from their children. It's the person that they're dating too. A lot of the times I see that you get with a woman, and nothing against women. I don't want y'all to feel like I have something against women, because I don't. It's just that I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to tell it how it really is. So when this man bring his children around and you acting the fool and you acting like you don't want your children around them, like, his baby mama ain't got nothing to do with these kids. All the six of these kids are innocent in this whole equation. And where they already only have their father on a part-time basis, when he does get them, he does not need to bring them into that kind of environment, because they already don't get to spend no time with them. So when he does get the opportunity to spend time with them and he brings them to y'all's house and you treat them like they garbage, like they're not wanted, but you want him to show your children all of the love. And it's not right. It's not right. Me personally, if I had children, I guess I can disclose like the ages of the children. His three children are 11, 4, 11, 8, and 4. Her children are 11, 6, and 3. So all of the children are around the same age, meaning that when his 3 children come over, their kids should be able to play together with no problem. Because I feel like a 6 and an 8-year-old has something in common. The 4 and the 3-year-old definitely have things in common. So my personal opinion, as far as your situation is concerned, sir, I feel like you have to outweigh the good and the bad. You have to realize, is there more good in this relationship than bad? But then on the other hand, when it comes to this, your flesh and blood, and this woman is not your wife, like, I feel like that little bit of bad right there outweighs any good that we could possibly have, because you already stated that, oh, when it's you, her, and her children, that's when things are perfect. But when you bring your children into the equation, that's when the problem arises. So if your children are a problem to her, then I feel like, personally, let me put myself in that. If my children are a problem to you, I feel like I'm a problem to you. You're not going to stop me from handling my responsibilities and doing what I'm supposed to be doing for my children because you feel some type of way about them. Dealing with me, that will get you dropped quick, fast, and in a hurry. No, we not doing that. We not doing that. And that's what I say, in one of my other videos, like, we be so quick to jump into these relationships, but are you really prepared for every single thing that it takes to maintain that relationship? And everybody is different. So you can get with somebody who has more baggage than me. But by you saying, yes, let's put a title on it, I want to be your woman, you can be my man. Okay, you didn't know all of this before you guys decided to put a title on it. Okay, you didn't know that he had all this baggage because y'all was still getting to know each other. But now that y'all have put a title on it, and now you're starting to see what this man really goes through. He already going through all kind of shit with the baby mama. Like, be his peace. Because when you going through stuff with your baby daddies, and the fact that y'all live together, anything that you going through, this man is trying to be your peace. This cannot be a one-sided. And me personally, I'm going to tell you straight up. Like, I feel like if you have said this to her numerous times, how many times do you feel like you have to say it? When do you feel like you had enough? Because obviously this is bothering you enough for you to decide whether or not, for there even to be a discussion about whether or not you should stay or not. Those babies are innocent. And don't you let nobody stop you from being in your children's life. Because at the end of the day, your actions and your baby mothers are the ones who can make that decision. And I guarantee you, they're going to make that decision based off of your actions. And if those kids go back home and tell their mama, I'm going to just call her Ivory. Miss Ivory be mean to me. Miss Ivory locked me in the room because she don't want me around her children. She keep her kids away from her. She always being mean to me. She say this, she say that. What does that say for you as a father? It ain't that much damn love in the world, because, like, the love is gone with me once you start treating my children some kind of way. Straight up. Like, don't do my boys. Because I know them. Each and every one of them is loving in their own way. And they accept people because their mother is accepting, until you show me that I should not be so accepting. Sir, you have a lot of things to think about, but you just think about, those are your babies. If that lady, if that woman decides to leave you today or tomorrow, or you decide you've had enough, don't be to the point where your kid's mother feels some type of way now. And now they have removed the children from the equation. And then once you realize that you had enough, now you don't have the woman or you don't have your children. You take that under consideration when you're making your decision. And if I was you, I would bring it up to her one more time. I know you said you did it a couple of times, but I will bring that up to her one more time. And if her answer is still nonchalant, like she does not care, then I mean, at that point, you have to decide because I can't decide for you. I can just tell you, had I been put in your shoes, I don't know. I probably the first or second time, first time I would probably been like, I don't know. I gotta watch it. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe Ivory ain't doing that. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just sensitive about my children. But the second time I see it and I know it is what it is, I've got to go. I've got to go, and that is just my opinion. What I would do because them babies is innocent. And at the end of the day, when she's gone, you still got them and they still got you. And that's what matters because that's your flesh and blood. You help make them stay in them babies' lives. The decision is yours, sir. I mean, that's my final answer. I could get a little bit more in depth to it, but it makes me mad when you with these type of women who feel like you have to accept their children and you have to treat their children like they're your own, but they don't do the same in return. Those are not real women. Because a real woman knows that if she gets with a man and this man has visitation to his children, she is going to treat that baby, them kids, like it's her own. Because she loved that man. And that is the only way that she really can prove her love to you at this point because you know all the other shit is good. This is the thing that you have the problem with. So it's really up to that. Bring it up to her again and see what she say. And I really feel like you have to decide because it's just a matter of time before them babies goes back to their mothers if they haven't already done that and tell their mothers how they're being treated. You can't defend ignorance. Okay. So, my second question, it says, now, I don't want y'all to say anything bad about this because I love everybody. I even love my enemies. Big ups to my enemies. How y'all doing today? But this person is a part, well, is not a part of the gay community, but the way that he feels about himself, he is learning that he feels a different way. And he sent me a question, and at first I wasn't going to choose this one because I didn't feel like I knew how to answer it. But it is concerning his father and the fact that he feels like his father is a toxic person in his life, which kind of led him to where he is now. So it says, I have been with my girl for 6 months. After getting with her and convinced myself that I'm heterosexual, I find that I'm attracted to members of the same sex. I have been feeling this way for a while, but my mother, okay, so hold on. Okay, so I got it backwards. This one, he said his mother will get every girl's number that he tries to date, and he will call them. She will call them and tell them that he's gay. She will call them and tell them that they need to watch him because he likes guys. He didn't know how his mother knew. And I mean, sir, I'm just going to let you know, mothers know. Mothers know when something ain't right. Even fathers, real fathers know when something ain't right. And I'm not even saying not right in that aspect because to each his own, you can't tell people who they are. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody has the right to be who they are. And only they know. Only you can be who you are. But he's saying that his mother, basically, I didn't want to read the whole inbox message because it was a lot. But basically, he's been saying ever since he's been a little boy, his mother would, when he would cry, even he can remember as young as 5 years old, when he would cry, his mother would tell him to stop being a fag. And all his life, he grew up and she would call him names like that and stuff like that. He said that when he was younger, he never really understood the feelings. And as he got older, he tried to fight these feelings by dating women. And where he wasn't messing with the guys or anything like that. He wasn't even trying to talk to them or anything like that. He was just solely dating these females. But the feelings that he was having was really straying more towards the same sex. Like, he found men more attractive. He found himself checking men out more than he checked women out. So he has two dilemmas. He wants to know how he should go about telling this female that he's been dating for 6 months that he's attracted to her, but he's not attracted to her in a sexual way because he feels like he's more attracted to a man. And two, he wants to know if he should take his mother out of his life, out of the equation, because he feels like she is the reason why he is the way that he is. He feels like if she had built him up a little bit more when he was younger, he probably wouldn't be turning to the homosexual life. He feels that her calling him names like that all his life is kind of killed his self-esteem and has gotten him to the point where he feels like maybe I am that. But in the end, he still finds himself now attracted to men, and he wants to know how to tell his girlfriend. To that question, I feel like this, you know, be who you are. If you feel like you're a homosexual man, be that. I don't feel like you should lead her on. I mean, it really just depends on if you're ready to come out of the closet. And I feel like because you asked me this question and you're trying to get an insight on what you should do, I feel like you are ready to come out of the closet. And I feel like it should really start with her. Because you're in a relationship with her and you're 6 months in, and it's possible in 6 months to fall in love with someone. Depending on what type of relationship that y'all have, it is possible to start falling in love with that person. And I feel like y'all aren't far enough in for it to scar her. Because I feel like at the 6 month mark, you're still learning a lot of shit about them. And I feel like because this is the learning process, this is the learning stage, that you should really go ahead and tell her. You don't want to wait until y'all been together a year and for her to develop more feelings towards you, excuse me, to where she won't be able to handle it. Because at the end of the day, when you're breaking it off with somebody, especially under these circumstances, you do not want to scar the other person. We're not trying to get notches under our belt, notches that we don't want, unhealthy notches. You don't want this lady to end up hating you because you waited until she was in love with you to tell her these things. So I feel like it should really start with her. I really feel like you should sit her down and have the conversation with her. Like, I really do like you, but this is what it is. And a lot of the times when we're dating men, we know, we see certain things that make us question it. It makes us be like, I don't know, like maybe he don't like me, maybe he like men, little things that we see, we're able to distinguish. And maybe if you tell her, maybe she already was feeling that. Because you say y'all been together 6 months and y'all haven't had any kind of sexual relationship or anything like that. So within 6 months, I mean, I don't know. I mean, me personally, within 6 months, if we haven't had sex or anything like that, in 6 months, I feel like I'm not attracted to you in that way. And not to say that 6 months is a long time, but when you get with somebody and you really like that person, sex is an option. And it's probably going to be a bigger percentage of an option than not in 6 months. Let's just keep it real. All these women out here making like they wait a whole year before they sleep with a man, and it's nah. Nah, now I could go a year if I'm not attracted to you because I don't give my body to somebody that I at least don't have some kind of feelings for. So when it comes to that, I feel like you should sit her down and you should tell her, be happy, because you holding it in and you being in the closet and trying to portray this life that you really don't want to live is going to drive you crazy. Because now you have to sleep with a woman and you don't want to, or you feel like you might have to in order for people not to really know. But if you're ready to come out, and I feel like you should, it's 2019, be yourself. Stop letting what people say discourage you and make you feel like you're something that you're not. You're human, you're beautiful. I love you. I love the person that you are. Be yourself. You be with whoever is going to make you happy. And as far as your mother is concerned, I feel like if you feel like she's toxic to you, I'm not saying throw your mother away, but I feel like you should have to, everybody that's in your life, especially close family. And you have to learn how to accept these people for who they are so that you can deal with them accordingly. Nobody says that you have to get rid of your mother, but at the same token, you don't have to have her in your life to where she's constantly there and causing havoc. Because if she's calling all these girls, when you come out of the closet, what you think she gonna be doing? And the only reason why she's doing that is because she's trying to control you. She's trying to keep your self-esteem so low that you feel like nobody wants you. And I really think that you need to take time away from her so that she sees that, oh, he's not here. I wonder what he has going on. And then when she does talk to you again, she will respect the person that you are. You need to give that a break and go and find yourself without the negativity, without all of the toxic shit, calling you fags and stuff like that. Because right now, in this point where it's already hard coming out of the closet, you're going to need to surround yourself with people who's either gone through that or people who are going to support you while you come out until you become comfortable with yourself as a homosexual man. Those are our parents. Yes, they are. But nothing in the book, not even in God's book, where it says that you have to continue to please an unpleasing parent. A lot of parents will use that, honor your mother and your father. Yes, but if you're an pleasing person and it's hard to, like, nothing that the person do is good enough, and you feel like you have to tear these people down and stuff like that, like, it's okay to be without them, whether it be your parents or not. Go and find yourself and live your life. Become happy. And then that way, if you decide to have your mother in your life after that, you will know how to handle her and she will know where the frick she stands in your life. You have to set boundaries. You have, even with parents, you have to set boundaries. You're a grown ass man. You're out on your own. You have your own place. You paying your own bills. You paying your own car note. You doing all of these things. To hell with what people feel about you. Be yourself. That's my final answer. So, Okay, so this third one is the guy who lives with his father now. So pretty much what he said is he's 30 years old and he fell on hard times after he split from his wife. Him and his wife had been married for the last 10 years. And I mean, things happen. So they split up. And he pretty much feels like they are going to get a divorce. Okay. They are going to get a divorce, but he had to move back in with his father until he got back on his feet. And he said all his life, his father has been a negative person. His father can find no good in nobody. And the reason why today him and his mother aren't together, because he would talk down to his mother, and kill her self-esteem, and drove his mother to suicide. It was a whole bunch of stuff that he put into that message, and I just don't want to read the full messages because it's a lot of stuff that I feel like I shouldn't put out there concerning their life, because it's like intimate moments of their life, vulnerable moments of their life. And even where they're anonymous, I still don't feel like I should put it out there, because I grew up in Beaufort County. Beaufort is small. I might say something and that person might be like, oh, somebody else might be like, oh, that sounds like so and so, so I'm not going to put that all out there. But he lives with his dad, and his dad is a very negative person. And he says that now that he's getting back on his feet, he is confused of whether or not he should just leave his father alone. But he would feel kind of guilty if he just don't say anything to him anymore, don't deal with him anymore, and all of that stuff. He feels like it would be wrong of him, being that his father opened up his doors to him in his time of need and help him to get back on his feet. But he was like, it was a rough time. How long? He's been at his father's house for 3 months. He picked up a second job so that he can accumulate the money a lot faster, and now he's ready to move out. And his father is trying to discourage him from moving out on his own. Not only is he trying to discourage him from moving out on his own, he's talking all kind of major trash to him about how he's no good and he's never going to be no good and ain't nobody going to ever want him, and all kinds of stuff his dad is like trying to fill his head up with. Now, you said all your life, as far as you can remember, that your father has been a negative person, and he's always been the type of person that no matter what you say, he tears it down. He tears it down first. He has something negative to say first, straight off the rip. He has things negative to say to the point where, in your words, that it doesn't matter if he comes back with something positive after it. The negative is already etched in your head, and you already sitting here like, why are you so negative? Like, what is wrong? So your question to me is, do I feel like he's a toxic person? My question to you is, do you feel like he's a toxic person? Because even at the age that we are in our 30s, we feel like nothing really can bother us. But where you kind of like brush off the stuff that he says, it's taking a toll on you, because you're asking me this question. And all we do with the people that we love is we put stuff on the back burner. We try not to think about it, but in an instant, it's in our head. So it's there. And we don't have a choice but to think about it. Where we try not to think about it so that we won't feel some type of way about the person that is displaying this crazy shit. So we put it on the back burner, but slowly but surely, you think about it every now and then. Even if you're in the midst of doing something at work, it pops into your head and you're like, this motherfucker is crazy. Like, I can't believe that my dad said that to me. Or I can't believe that my mom said that to me. It's going to pop into your mind. And little by little, every time that it pops into your mind, it's taking a toll on you. It's taking control over you, because now you have that on your mind constantly throughout the day. And this is what negative people do. Negative people push all of that energy off of them and put it on you. That's just like even your friends, when your friends come to you with their problems. It's okay to be listening, a listening ear, but when you have shit to do, you better tell them, hey girl, hey dude, let me call you back, because once they put out there what's going on in their life and they on the phone telling you, and they might even be crying, guess what? You know what's going on with them, and that's your friend. So you feel some type of way about it, even if it's just to the point of thinking like, oh man, I'm sorry she going through, like, that's kind of messed up that she going through that. You find yourself thinking about it. Now this has taken control over you, because now you find yourself feeling sorry for that person. Friends and family. Tell you what my grandma told me about a friend. God bless her soul in heaven. Annalie Gibbs, Houston Gibbs, told me the thing about friends is they will fry you in the end. And that's why it's spelled FRIEND. Because they will fry you in the end. I don't have friends. I have people that I consider family. I have people that I don't talk to on a daily basis. But when we get together, it's like we don't skip a beat. So at the end of the day, like, I feel like according to my situation, and this is the only thing that I can really speak on, if it was me, mother, father, sister, brother, friend, associate, whoever, nobody's going to stand in the way of my happiness. I will not allow people to be in my life that's going to break me down and make me feel a certain kind of way, to where I'm in a state of mind where I feel like if these people aren't in my life, that I have nothing, because they have manipulated my mind so much with the anger and the jealousy and all of the negativity, that I'm not going to be nothing and nobody wants me. I refuse to be around people like that. Like, it's 2019, it's cutoff season. If I feel like you're toxic to me, your ass is out of here. And I mean out of here. So to all three of my people with the questions that I did, I have many more questions, but I just felt like these were some of the more interesting ones. I didn't want to spend too much time on this video because my ass can talk, and I'm gonna talk some real shit, and I'm not saying that everything that I say is right, but I know, and I speak from what I feel, and according to my situation, and if it was me, what I do. And I just don't feel like nobody should live in a world unhappy just to make others happy, just to please them. Because it all starts with your happiness. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. That's what matters. Don't kill your happiness, not for your girlfriend, not for your mom, not for your dad, not for your sister, not your brother, especially not your friends. Because 9 times out of 10, the ones that we call friends, them be them haters. Live your life to make you happy, because then in return you can make somebody else happy. Get rid of them negative people, them toxic people, toxic attitudes, this toxic atmosphere. Because in my first question, that is exactly what it is, and I spoke on toxic atmosphere. I spoke on that in one of my first videos. So if you have not gone to see seen the toxic relationships part 1 and 2, please go to my YouTube channel and look at those, and like, subscribe, share, because there's somebody out there that's going through this mess that needs a word. They need that reassurance that it's okay to walk away and be happy. Be happy. I wish all of you the best in your situations. I hope that I've been some kind of help. I am going to post this video on Facebook as well, because then in return, the people who watch it, give us your advice on how you feel. You know, I have friends on my page that are homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual. I have friends that are in all of those, and I do not judge nobody. I love everybody, especially if you do not care and you don't care about what people say and you have the ability to be your fucking self at any cost. Because that is something that they cannot take away from you. Love yourself. Be happy with yourself. In return, you can love others and make others happy. Get rid of these toxic relationships. I'll probably do another question and answer sometimes a little bit later on, but I am, like I said, going to be dropping part 3 to my toxic relationships, because there's a number of topics that fall under toxic relationships and stuff that I feel like I need to touch on, because people go through this shit every day and don't even realize that what I'm saying is some of these, and that's why I have all of these questions. Because people like, oh man, until I watched your video, I didn't even realize that this was toxic. And where I thought I was crazy, I brushed it off. Because I seen the good in him. I seen the good in her. And she just going through some things. Let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship and the other person is going through some things outside your relationship, I still don't feel like that should be a reflection of the relationship. I can be going through some shit, but I feel like if I'm with somebody and I need somebody to vent to, this is the person who's supposed to be my peace. This is the person that's supposed to bring my ass back and say, look, you are you. Don't let that bother you. Give me some encouraging words to bring my ass back. And that is what a real relationship is. That is what a real friendship is. I no longer in my life am trying to please my mother, because I'm 39 years old. And at this point, I have to live my life according to what's going to make me happy, what's going to benefit me, what's going to benefit my children. Because they're the ones who I owe those things to. I had them. You know. So get rid of the toxic relationships, friendships, situationships. Get out of that shit and be happy. You cannot move forward in your life with any of your goals. You can be as ambitious as I don't know what, but you cannot move around in a toxic ass atmosphere all the time. Because where you're ambitious, as soon as you get around these toxic ass people and these toxic ass situations, it's going to kill your ambition to achieve your goals in life. So I'm going to wrap it up. If you guys have any questions, and when I post this video, please watch it. Please listen to the questions and give these people some encouraging words. I mean, there's going to be people out here who have a difference in opinion, who's homophobic and stuff like that. But please, I beg of you, please keep your comments to yourself. I'd rather you not comment to this if you're going to have something negative to say, because at the end of the day, it's 2019 and what we're trying to get rid of is toxic people. And with your negative comments, we talking about your toxic ass too. So until the next time, y'all, like I said, until tomorrow, I'll be dropping part 3. Please go to my page on YouTube, subscribe, like, share, comment, invite friends to the channel, because I will be doing live podcasts soon. I will be bringing in people live and adding them to the channel so that we can have a discussion, and I can bring in co-hosts and stuff like that. So please just bear with me throughout this. Like I said, like, subscribe, share. Until the next time, y'all, Queen out.